Yeah. It's your boy String Bean, obviously. Right here in the Shine Shed, obviously. But today we're going to talk about in depth on the sole purpose of that. My reasoning, my understanding. Stay with me. Now, if you've followed me for any length of time, it's evident that I am not a drummer. I'm not trying to pretend to be a drummer. I'm not trying to live in a fantasy land of being on the road, on the stage, in a band, creating new techniques of drumming. I've just been drumming consistently for 5 months. I'm satisfied with the progress so far. I practice every day. But long before the internet, the interweb, I had a set of Apex drums, acoustics, obviously. And didn't have no drum lessons, didn't have no encouragement, didn't have nothing to guide me. There's a lot of people before me that's had the same issues. But drumming was not one of my desires. But I want to learn. I don't want to be proficient in one thing. I want to be spread about in many things. And I do covers, or attempt to do covers. It's not for views. It's not for pats on the back. It's not for, ooh, attaboy. I do it because it allows me and gives me an avenue to share music that I love with you. So a lot of times I tone my drums down quite a bit. I try to not butcher it too bad, just for the music aspect, because it's music that I love. Anywho, I'm not sponsored by Alesis. They didn't offer me any gear. Or that's not what this is about. This is about my sole purpose of this kit. Not the name brand, but of a kit like this or similar. That's the sole purpose. Now, there may be some voiceovers. There may be different angles. I'm going to show you the double pedal on this kit. I'm going to show you some runs, some rhythms, things that I've learned myself. Things that I have watched Demonic Sweaters, Drum Man 190, and Brian's Drums, and Drumeo. Those people help me. They encourage me to do what I'm doing. If you can't encourage, for God's sakes, don't discourage. Stay with me. Let's watch the video. Now, before we get into the gist of this drum set, I want to talk to you parents briefly, just for a moment. If you have a child, doesn't matter the age, encourage them to learn music in its entirety. You are the resource. There's resources for you to help them, but encourage them to learn music in its entirety. Guitar, bass, drums, piano, harmonica, flute, saxophone, fiddle or violin. Allow them to explore music and learn in its entirety. Don't limit the resources. If you don't have a prodigy on your hands and they have to struggle to learn, there's noise canceling headphones and in-ear earbuds for you. Get them lessons, pat them on the back, and keep moving. But encourage that child. Now, there's 2 limits to this drum set. Only 2. That's my ability, which is obvious, and the ability of this module. This module has a MIDI port. MIDI is simply coded notes that I can change. It comes preset with With 40, I can change and build any set that I desire, whether it be reggae music, country music, rap beats, gospel, heavy metal, blues. It's an endless set, as far as I'm concerned. Now, it's an intermediate set for a beginner. Okay? You can get this set for about $400. Okay? Sets range from $200 to $6,000. We're talking about E-kits now. Depending on your budget, your intentions, your progression in playing. Okay? But for $400, this suits me just fine. I could have easily went with an acoustic set, but I live in a close-knit neighborhood. I don't have a soundproof studio. So everything's in line. We could be sitting here talking, chatting, discussing, and I could be recording. Okay? The only thing that's not in line in this studio is my harmonica, my mandolin, and my vocals. Everything else is in line. There don't need to be dead silence outside or inside of this studio. That's what the vocal booth or the sound booth is for. It's for harmonicas, open mics. Regardless of what it is, it's open mics. But everything else is in line, analog, turned into digital. We talked about that before. But anywho, this set, this module, does just exactly what I want it to do. I have no need for anything else at this point. I'm not going to say I'm not going to upgrade later on, or that I'm going to build. I already expanded this kit. And I can expand even farther if I desire to. But there's no need in it. If I have a drummer to come in and to lay tracks for a CD or digital upload, he's got everything he needs right here. If I want to lay tracks or do sound overs for myself, I've got everything right here. This is all I need. Well, I think with the expansion kit, it was about $500, $525, I believe. But, like I said, one of the reasons I don't use acoustic is because the mics, I've got a neighbor that has autism. My daughter has autism. And the noise is more than they can deal with. So this suits me just fine. Let's get into this brain box. Stay with me just a moment. So what you're looking at, without touching the module, is 40 drum kits. There's 40 drum kits right here. 40 of all genres of music. From pop to rap beats, country, gospel, blues, speed metal, death metal, grunge, right here without even touching the module. Now, having said that, let's talk about the module. Ooh, okay, that's plastic coating still on it. Ooh. You can build up to 15 sets. The presets you can't change unless you do it by MIDI control, which is number signals. If you don't know what you're doing, best just to leave it. If it's not broke, don't fix it. But if you scoot right up here to channel 25, see that utility? I can build, and I built 5 sets already up to 30. I don't know what from 30 up to 40 is. Have no clue. Haven't even ventured that far into it. So, if I can build 15 sets, you've got 24 already pre-built. Okay? And I can build 15. That's endless amounts of sets. Of any style. It stops. They got them preset to 24. And from 25 up to 40, I can build anything. I was posed a question the other day, you're going to need a double pedal if you're going to play speed metal or anything like Slipknot or whatever. If you want to learn to double kick, which that tower is not set up. Some say it is, that you can put a double kick. I wouldn't attempt it. Okay? But I can program my hi-hat pedal to a kick drum. That automatically closes this hi-hat. You get a closed hi-hat sound. But you'll have a kick drum for your hi-hat control. How cool is that? So, that solves that problem. So, in all actuality, I've got endless amounts of drum sets right here in a small, compact area. How cool is that? Stay with me just a moment. That's just some of the capabilities of that module on a budget drum set. More than enough for me. I was changing the dual zone. I've already expanded this kit. If I decided to add another cymbal or another tom, which I'm not, I have more than enough to learn as it is. But I could easily go off that module with an RCA Y splitter, add another tom or cymbal, and program that module for that tom because it's dual zone. That'll end that dual zone. It'll be a single zone. But both the snare and the first tom are dual zone. But that's it. Well satisfied. For the price, for what I have to do in here, it's more than enough. Nevertheless, this is your boy String Bean out here in the shine shed. I've got stuff to do. Enough playing. Time to get to work. Appreciate you and all that you do for me. Appreciate you watching. For your support. I'll catch you somewhere on the YouTube streets.